He is a photographer to royals, has been in the middle of the 2017 Marawi siege and has captured the images of Filipino conquerors of the world's highest peak, Mount Everest. Live here in the studio to talk about the thrills and perils of two of the most epic expeditions of Filipino mountaineers. Let's welcome to the BNC studio, Mr. John Tronco.
Hi, John.
John, thank you so much.
Okay.
Sir John, you have such a remarkable story which began way back in 1987. So we are
Yes.
talking about almost 40 years
Yes,
of
yes.
photography. Sir, can you please tell us how your journey began and how you developed this talent for capturing such historic and memorable images?
As far as the Everest is concerned, the first plan was 1980s. It was planned, but it never happened. So the 1990s Everest was still hard to go to there during the time of Reinhold Messner. So it's not easy to go there.
Yeah.
So eventually the group, Art and me and a few guys, Edwin, Gatcha, planned to come up with a team on the first 2006. So eventually it became sort of a race between GMA and ABS.
Yeah.
So that was the deal that time, and then there was a race.
Yeah.
So, but eventually we won in a lot of ways.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a race between Romy and Leo and Pastor. Yeah.
So, Sir John, you mean to tell me, if this was in development back in the 80s when you started, natuloy lang kayo nung 2006. So we're talking about almost 20 years in the making.
Yes, because
Wow.
when I was based in the States at the time, and when we were planning, but he passed away. His name was Edwin Gatya.
Okay.
So he was like sort of the father of the mountaineering. Everybody knows him, the old guards.
Okay.
So that was the time. But eventually, since money was not easy, they called me to come up with like a sponsor. Sabi ko, it's not easy to do that. So eventually, 2006 came, and then everybody was happy. There were 3 guys went up.
Yeah.
Leo was the first, Pastor, and Romy.
Yeah.
And it was followed after that by the girls. Then I have all the records, the portraits, because that's the most important thing of all.
Okay.
The portraits are records. You can never,
Yeah.
records are records. A photograph. You can never come back after that.
Yeah, so when you take a photo, it's like you are capturing a piece of history.
Oh, yeah.
Something that people can always look back to and say, I was there.
Yeah.
And you know what they say, a picture speaks 1,000 words. But I want to ask you personally, going up Mount Everest, I mean, it's not for everybody. Of course, you
No,
have to condition your mind,
Yeah.
the struggles, the challenges, the perils of going through this. Kayo po, personally, was this something you wanted to do, or were you
Yeah.
just tagging along for the ride?
No. Since I was high school, I really wanted to be a mountain photographer. But you know,
Wow.
when you're young, you have no money. So you want to move around all over the world and start shooting mountains.
Yeah.
But, we're all limited. As Filipinos, yung foreigners, they have all the access of the
Yeah.
money. So, yeah. So, but there's a big difference between the old and the new. Geno and Miguel had a beautiful Conquer Day because they have all the social media. Before, wala eh, right?
Yeah.
So I was so happy. And then for them, and when PJ passed away, I was there on the other side of the mountain, and we all cried quietly.
Yeah.
You know, that was the day. That was the day of the Conquer Day, when I heard Miguel went up already. So I made a short video.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just kissed the flag. It's all about the flag, you know what, Ton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing else. Bandila ng Pilipinas, kung saan, whoever represents it, it's yan.
Sir, ilan na po bang Pilipino ang nakaakyat dyan sa Mount Everest?
There's around 10 now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow,
because...
ganun kakonti.
Yeah, ganun kakonti. Because To be honest with you, expeditions are very, very expensive.
Yeah.
Helicopter, base camp, there are all helicopters all over, you know, rescue and everything. And then the cost of the food, the cost of the transportation is very, very expensive.
Yeah.
And then the guides are so expensive. So,
You look like you're having a good time, though.
yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's Geno and Miguel, yeah. That's the base camp. Kakababa lang ayun, I was hugging him, Miguel. But I'm so happy for them. They're the new breed of mountaineers. Wala na, the old guards were slowly.
But you paved the way, sir. You showed them how it's done. Sir, I can only imagine, ano po bang feeling dyan? Kasi syempre, high altitude, and then I'm sure when you're up there, there's a little bit of doubt. Kaya ko ba to? Paano kung magutom ako or whatever? Ano yung mindset once you're up there?
I'm running the base camp, and then I was doing the documentary. So there were two sections. Geno and Miguel was hitting the upper part because you don't cross the Kumbu ice fall. You know, only the climbers can can go up there.
Yeah.
On the lower part, I did all the back door, meaning to say all the time lapse and everything. So it's more of the creative and interviews. But we waited for Miguel and Geno when they came down.
Yeah.
And then that's the most important thing of all. They were totally wrecked. You know, pagod. Pero si Miguel was still strong. Geno was a little bit groggy, but talagang nagganap sila kaagad ng pagkain.
Sir, ano po ba yan? Kape? Is that tea?
Yeah. That's we made a video for Miguel because he got a full suit. So it was for him. I have to surrender that file to him.
Sir, may tanong po ako. Kasi 'di ba, merong kasabihan na everything tastes great on the plane. What about on the mountain? How does the food taste?
Yeah. I'm having hard time. But some people can really eat well the local food, but I'm having a hard time. I was sort of sick for 6 days. Biscuit and kwan lang kasi it takes time.
Yung appetite?
Appetite. Kasi hindi ako nag-acclimatize todo kaagad. Dumiretso kami sa base camp.
Wow.
Right agad.
Grabe.
I'm supposed to delay myself for 2 days, go down a little bit and go up. Pero nagkita kami sa Namche Bazaar. So this is a beautiful shot. See the flag?
Yeah.
That's Geno.
Awesome.
Oh, Geno, that's you. Yeah, that was for me, that was the most exciting part when he was waving the flag. Take off na sila eh.
Galing.
Going back to Manila na sila.
Sir, you have major experiences in your career in New York, Kingdom of Britain, and Marawi.
Bhutan.
Bhutan, sorry. How did these experiences help you with Everest, conquering Everest?
Well, I'm very lucky to have these projects. The first Kingdom of Bhutan, that was spectacular for me. I was with His Majesty himself, so I think it's destiny. Marawi was a different story. I was there, and then I recorded all the firefights and everything under our SRAA, sa kay Colonel Eclerin. So I was very lucky for that. And then this time, that's a beautiful shot of Marawi. Yeah, and that's me there. Yeah, and then Everest. So I'm very lucky to do both the Everest and the 2006 and the 2025.
Grabe, that's like 19 years apart, sir.
Yes, but I made sure. I followed Geno and Miguel on the 2025.
You made sure to come back for the turnover, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sir, again, we bring back that quote, a picture speaks 1,000 words. And this moment, when you look at this picture, you look at yourself, bumabalik pa ba yung mga emotions, yung mga feelings, yung mga alaala mo when you were over there in Marawi?
No, you have to separate kasi you're only documenting.
Yeah.
You have to separate the emotion and the fun. So, yun yung...
Hindi po ba kayo natakot or anything?
No, not really. Because you're there for a mission, you know? Yeah.
So talagang you stay locked in, just focus on the task at hand. Ganun yung mindset.
Talaga. Oo.
Okay.
Focus. Because the problem is the Marawi War was that's the second most biggest war after World War II. So it got to be documented too. So,
Sir John, thank you so much for the time and sharing us all the stories. But of course, baka meron pong nanunood ngayon na may pangarap din to be able to capture such historic moments and, you know, conquering feats like this. You documenting everything that happens in Mount Everest. Maybe you have a message to aspiring photographers who want to have a career like yourself.
Well, sort of like, I'm sure everybody are good photographers, but on my part, I just chose the really, not the easy part, you know. Yeah.
The road less traveled.
Yes, exactly. Yun yung pinaka-importante. Yung people that doesn't want to document, I want to document kasi it got to be done in some way. So as far as photography is concerned, I'm just very lucky to have, at my age, to go up there with Geno and Miguel. And I'm very thankful of them too. They accepted me because it was a quick decision that I'll join their team.
Yeah.
And then please follow 14 Peaks. Yan. Yeah, si Geno. That's their one. Ako naman add-on ako sa kanila. But I have to give credit to all the climbers.
Yeah.
It's not easy to go up there. You literally die there if kung hindi ka ready.
Yeah, that's why much respect to you, sir. Sir John Tronco, thank you so much for the time.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, Ton. Thank you for having me here.
Our
Thank
pleasure,
you.
sir.
Okay, bye-bye.